on plea deal. In brief filing, Biden legal team insists that deal to avoid charge on felony gun possession should stand. I'm Tyrone Bowman. This is Tyrone Bowman Tonight. According to the Wall Street Journal, Hunter Biden's legal team said late Sunday the Justice Department had decided to renege on the previously agreed upon plea agreement, escalating a dispute that is threatening to become a factor in the 2024 presidential race as President Biden seeks re-election. A major part of the botched deal, Hunter Biden's agreement to enroll in a diversion program for gun offenders, should stand. The lawyers argued prosecutors had agreed not to pursue a separate felony gun possession charge against the younger Biden as long as he remains drug-free and agrees to never own a firearm again. His lawyer said he intends to abide by the terms of the agreement and expects prosecutors to do the same. U.S. District Judge Mary Yellen Norica gave prosecutors until noon on Tuesday to respond. Prosecutors on Friday disclosed that plea talks with the president's son have broken down, and Attorney General Merrick Garland named Delaware U.S. Attorney David Weiss as a special counsel to continue the investigation. And prosecution related to Hunter Biden's tax and business dealings, a spokesperson for Weiss declined to comment Monday. The almost daily developments in the case present President Biden's re-election campaign with the prospect that his own son's travails will figure largely in the 2024 presidential race and risk affecting voters' view of the president. White House allies went into the summer thinking Hunter Biden's legal woes would be largely taken off the table with the plea deal, leaving them to contend only with attacks from Republican lawmakers who have continued to investigate his activities with an eye to implicating the president. While the congressional probes have elicited testimony from two Internal Revenue Service whistleblowers who say the Biden administration sought to impede the investigation into Hunter Biden, they have sometimes overstated their findings. Now Democrats must contemplate a lengthy legal process that will be harder for them to dismiss as a political stunt. On Monday, the House Oversight Committee released a transcript of a closed-door interview with a Federal Bureau of Investigation agent who worked on the Hunter Biden probe and corroborated some of the IRS's employees' accounts. The FBI agent, whose name is redacted, said, a plan to interview Hunter Biden at his California home in December 2020 fell apart when senior FBI officials notified the U.S. Secret Service, which was providing protection to the younger Biden. A day earlier than expected, an FBI supervisor told the agent not to approach the home and instead leave his contact information for the Secret Service. A while later, he said he received a call from Hunter Biden's lawyer, who said he would be accepting all further communications. The agent said he was never able to interview Hunter Biden. The FBI didn't immediately respond to requests for comment. The agent said in the interview that he had never known Weiss to make prosecutorial decisions based upon political influence. While many GOP lawmakers have sought the naming of a special prosecutor, they have soured on Weiss, who was appointed and launched his investigation into Hunter Biden during the Trump administration before being kept on by Garland. Weiss's 5-year probe yielded 2 misdemeanor tax charges and the prospect of a gun offense, a result many GOP lawmakers found meager. And Weiss's prosecutors negotiated the now shoveled plea agreement that would have likely allowed the president's son to avoid any prison time. Beyond Weiss's track record, GOP lawmakers have expressed broader concerns about the effect a special counsel might have on their titanic tussle with the Justice Department and FBI over access to records, both regarding Hunter Biden and more generally. Congress has no role in the management of criminal prosecutions, and Justice Department officials almost never provide details to lawmakers of open investigations. On Monday, a top Justice Department official told Republican lawmakers the agency would be limited in what it could tell them about the Hunter Biden plea deal, whatever the title of the official leading it. Our duty to ensure the integrity of an investigation applies regardless of whether it is led by a United States attorney or special counsel, Assistant Attorney General Carlos Urete wrote. The disagreements between prosecutors and defense lawyers spilled into public view at a hearing last month. when Hunter Biden had expected to plead guilty to 2 misdemeanor tax counts under questions from the judge both about sides' understanding of the agreements, including whether the government expected to bring any further charges against him. Hunter Biden reversed course, pleaded not guilty, and left the deal in limbo. Weiss's team and defense lawyers kept trying to shore up the agreement during the weeks after the July 26 hearing, but couldn't overcome differences from the extent of the immunity from a potential future prosecution Hunter Biden would receive. A person familiar with the talks said. Weiss regarded the plea agreement as a draft that could be changed, even though it had been signed by one of his top prosecutors, the person said. The U.S. attorney ultimately proposed a new deal that didn't contain the previous guarantee of immunity, the person said, and the talks collapsed. In the 3-page filing Sunday, the younger Biden's legal team provided more details about the talks, saying prosecutors have proposed and largely dictated the language in the plea agreement and a separate deal to resolve a gun charge. That included language that said the U.S. wouldn't criminally prosecute Biden further over the conduct at issue in either the tax or gun cases, a provision which Biden understood to mean the investigation was over. The agreement, now public, said it didn't cover any future conduct by Biden or by any of his affiliated businesses. At the July hearing, prosecutors instead revealed they continued to investigate Hunter Biden, including in connection with possible foreign lobbying charges related to his work for foreign clients, which had been at issue in the tax counts. In the new filing, Hunter Biden's team said prosecutors had previously conveyed otherwise, saying that his understanding of the scope of immunity agreed by the United States is also corroborated by prosecutors' contemporaneous written and oral communications during the plea negotiations. The government asked Hunter Biden's legal team to engage in settlement discussions in May, which the team understood would fully resolve the government's sprawling 5-year investigation, the filing said. On Friday, Weiss's team asked a federal judge in Delaware to dismiss the tax case it had previously filed against Hunter Biden, which Biden had expected to plead guilty to. It said it now expected the case against him to go to trial, and it needed to try the case elsewhere, including in California, where Biden lived during the years at the issue in the case. The judge had asked Biden's legal team to respond to the government by Monday. I'm Tyrone Bowman. Never surrender. Never quit.